Hello students. Once Gandhiji said, the future depends on what we do in the present. Isn't it very true? So keeping this in mind, let us give our best in the present moment so that we have a better future. Let us start our work. So we have been discussing simple permanent tissue. Here I show you cells observed in the peel or skin of a leaf. What do you observe is the outermost layer of cells called epidermis. So what is epidermis? Epidermis is the outermost layer of cells. Here you see it is the cells of a leaf. This is the lateral view and this is the surface view. Here you see these are epidermal cells. And this blue colored structures what you see, these are called stomata. Stomata are the tiny pores which are present on the leaf surface. Each stoma is guarded by two bean-shaped guard cells. Say this one, the other one. So it is guarding the stoma. Here it is clear. Stoma actually the opening. Here you see this is the opening which are guarded by the guard cells. This is one guard cell. This is the other guard cell. Stomata are necessary for exchanging gases during photosynthesis and respiration. Transpiration also takes place through stomata. The epidermis is usually made of a single layer of cells. In some plants living in very dry habitats, the epidermis may be thicker since protection against water loss is critical. The entire surface of a plant has this outer covering of epidermis. It can be compared with our skin, as it is covering our whole body. So epidermal cells are covering the body of the outer covering of the plant. It protects all the parts of the plant. Epidermal cells on the aerial parts of the plant often secrete a waxy water-resistant layer on their outer surface. This aids in protection against loss of water, mechanical injury, and invasion by parasitic fungi. Since it has a protective role to play, cells of epidermal tissue form a continuous layer without intercellular spaces. Intercellular space means the space between two cells. Most epidermal cells are relatively flat. Often their outer and side walls are thicker than the inner wall. See the epidermal cells in the stem. This layer is called the epidermis. Now here you see the cells are flat and the outer and side walls are thicker than the inner wall, and there is no intercellular space between the cells. These are compactly arranged. Epidermal cells of the roots, whose function is water absorption, commonly bear long hair-like parts that greatly increase the total absorptive surface area. In some plants, like desert plants, epidermis has a thick waxy coating of cutin. It is a chemical substance with waterproof quality. And cutin is present on its outer surface. Is the outer layer of a branch of a tree different from the outer layer of a young stem? As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. Epidermis, right now we have read about, that is the layer of cells which is protecting the plant parts. Now in the stem, the epidermal, when the plant grows, the epidermal cells are replaced by secondary meristem. Meristematic tissue, the cells of the meristematic tissue are able to divide. So they form a layer of cells. Cells on the outside are cut off from this layer. This forms as the several layer of thick cork or the bark of the tree. Cells of cork are dead and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. They also have a chemical called suberin in their walls that makes them impervious to gases and water. These are the cells of the protective tissue or the cells, cork cells. Next we are going to start complex permanent tissue. The different types of tissues we have discussed until now are made of one type of cells which look like each other. Such tissues are called simple permanent tissue. Yet another type of permanent tissue is complex tissue. Complex tissues are made of more than one type of cells. They are made of more than one type of cells. All these cells coordinate to perform a common function. Xylem and phloem are examples of such complex tissues. They are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. Vascular or conductive tissue is a distinctive feature of the complex plants, one that has made possible their survival in the terrestrial environment, that is on the land. Xylem consists of, now first we are discussing about xylem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers or xylem sclerenchyma. These cells have thick walls and many of them are dead cells. So these are these are dead cells. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. This allows them to transport water and minerals vertically. So the function of this tissue is to transport water and minerals vertically. And as it is tubular structure, that is tube like, one after another these are being placed and makes a continuous structure starting from the root to the leaves. The parenchyma stores food and helps in sideways conduction of water. So it is, one is vertically it is being carried and sideways conduction of water which is performed by parenchyma. Fibers are mainly supportive in function. So all this done together by this xylem. Phloem is made up of 4 types of elements: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Phloem fibers or phloem sclerenchyma. Sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls. So they have pores on the walls. Phloem is unlike xylem in that materials can move in both directions in it. So it is not upwards, it can move downwards also. Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Except for phloem fibers, phloem cells are living cells, whereas in xylem most of the cells are dead. Here you see the pictures of xylem and phloem which is given. So each of this tissue is made up of 4 types of cells. Here first xylem, see the tracheid and vessels. So these are elongated type of structures. They also contain the pits due to deposition of substances, uneven deposition. So they have got simple pits on them. These are the cells of xylem parenchyma. Sidewise conduction they help, and this is vertical conduction of water and minerals. The cells of the section of phloem. Here you see this is sieve tube. This elongated part what you see, this is the sieve tube, right? And this, they have got perforated plate. So this is one cell, this is next another cell. So in between this perforated plate which is there, that is called the sieve plate, which help in conduction of the food. Through this pores the food can be passed from one to the other cell. There phloem parenchyma, this one phloem parenchyma, and this one is the companion cell. So these are the cells of phloem. So today we have learnt the complex tissue and also the epidermis of leaf and the other plant parts. Even we have read about the cork cells. So today up to this much. See you in the next class. Thank you.